Social emotional learning is really the idea of supporting students and staff through developing skills for building healthy relationships, responsible decision making, building and showing empathy towards one another, and really just supporting each other in having a positive learning environment.
So last year we realized that the students had a real need with social emotional learning and started piloting the CharacterStrong curriculum. This year it's been from the very first Wednesday of school, teachers have implemented CharacterStrong. We are seeing a decrease in incidents of bullying, less aggression on campus. Just across the board, we've seen impacts. Students being able to get along with each other. We're seeing a higher level of respect, student to teacher. And when we do have those incidences where there is an issue, where a student is struggling to get along with another student, we have a common language and a common structure, and we can address things campus-wide during our CharacterStrong time.
I've been teaching with CharacterStrong for about a year now, and the reason why I like it is the content is amazing. It has great games, all this other stuff, but as someone that is super busy as a teacher, planning is very difficult for me, and to get that time in, and CharacterStrong always has a quick 5-minute to 3-minute video of telling you exactly what you need to think about, and it's just one of those resources that allows you to develop relationships with students that normal curriculums don't.
Here at Cholla, we have an unusual population. We have a very high percentage of kids who are on free or reduced lunch. It's a Title I school for good reason. Some of the kids don't have a whole lot of support at home. We also have the largest percentage of kids who are in youth on their own, meaning they do not live with a custodial parent. They may be living literally on their own or with people who are not related to them. So we have already a vulnerable population. I think in Cholla, this kind of program is particularly important because they may never have anybody else who talks about these kinds of issues, who talks about how to be an adult, who talks about how to avoid making mistakes. Particularly we talk about things like vaping and drug problems, and they may not have any other adults who actually don't talk at them, but talk with them, want to know what their experiences are, and help them problem solve how to avoid making mistakes that maybe other people in their families did. I like CharacterStrong curriculum because it engages the kids in a conversation that really needs to be happening right now. The levels of depression and anxiety in teenage students particularly is off the charts. We're seeing behavior we've never seen before. We are dealing with issues that we've never dealt with before. It is important to make these kids feel like they're being heard and that you are interested in their emotional growth and development.
The CharacterStrong experiences, like the lessons so far, I just really like how in-depth they'll go and how a lot of people like kind of realize the connections that they have, or like they can put certain emotions or certain words and like kind of express them, and it's nice to know because like many people don't get that experience for the first time. And so it's hard for people to like properly put that, especially in like an environment where a lot of that emotional stuff, it's more like stigmatized. And so it is nice to know how people feel and for them to be able to properly like express that.
It sort of helps me to get out my emotions because usually I can't say anything or like talk, but then when we get to do that, it sort of helps us think about, oh, we see this, or oh, I see this, or this is how I feel right now.
I like about the lessons. We talk about like emotions and how to do like kind stuff.
Yeah, the first time participating in these lessons, it was a little like confusing to me because honestly, I never really like thought that it would be in school, more or less just because they kind of built this like idea that school was like work, and like that stuff is only for your friends, you know? You have to have that conversation on your own time. And so having it been brought up and expressing the feelings and knowing everyone else and how they feel, it was really like, it was exciting.
Well, we did this thing where like we use our fingers and then we like move it like this, and like it kind of helped me like stay calm when my younger brother annoys me.
The way that CharacterStrong helps me in other parts of my life has allowed me to express my feelings with other people, especially when they ask, because a lot of the times it's a difficult question and you honestly don't know how to respond, or like you have a feeling and it's hard to get it out. And so having these lessons and being able to learn the proper language that you're supposed to use, or like trying to convey it, is a lot easier.